track, reduce some stress, and move forward to a happier and better life. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we're going to hear from Councilman Bullock.
So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to West Baltimore. Welcome to Harlem Park. Welcome to the 9th District. I'm glad that you're all here today because housing is a significant need and a human right that we all have to be cognizant of. And so, there was a discussion before by the council president and others around disinvestment. And we know in many of our communities we've seen the legacy of disinvestment, unfortunately. But also we know that there are homeowners who have been struggling to make ends meet and trying to maintain their properties. And so the opportunity to have up to $25,000 for home repairs, emergency fixes, and then making sure that they have the aptitude and the ability to maintain their homes and age in place. We have a number of seniors who are looking to age in place in their homes and may need to retrofit those homes. And so we know those repairs can be kind of costly. And so that kind of assistance is what we need to be doing as a city. Again, you can look around this environment and see some of the challenges, but also where some people see challenges, we see opportunities. And so that's an opportunity to invest in our people and our legacy residents, these homeowners who have been through some of the hard times and looking forward to some good times here. So again, I thank the council president, I thank other members of the council. Also look forward to working with the mayor's office to make sure that all these things become a reality and our Department of Housing, Community Development can help push some of these projects forward. So again, thank you all for your time and your attention today.
And next up, we'll hear from the Council President's Office Legislative Director, Nikki Thompson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Nikki Thompson, Director of Legislative Affairs for Council President Mosby, and I'm just here to again uplift the stories from our residents and respond to their urgent need with urgent action. The history of this city is what has led us to this very pivotal moment where we have the opportunity to invest in our residents in a way that is proven to build their own economic legacies. And so to me, that is a very serious matter. This is important and this is transformative. This will also require another legislative package. We plan to continue to look at this issue, specifically some changes to our inclusionary housing law and also creating local rent subsidies for our residents as well. And Councilmember Odette Ramos will be leading that charge as a huge housing advocate on the council. So again, this legislative package is our commitment to Secretary Fudge's national call for House America, which is an all-hands-on-deck approach to use ARPA funds to address this housing and public health crisis. And how fitting to do that work right here in Baltimore City that so intimately knows the vast impact that racial zoning laws and redlining has as the birthplace of those policies. So yes, this is our response to Secretary Fudge's pledge, but more importantly, most importantly, as you've heard, as you can clearly see, this is our direct response to our residents' direct call to bring back this program. So thank you so very much, and I will turn it over to Councilmember Ramos.
No, she hasn't made it yet, so we're going to turn it over to Anthony Presley from Druid Heights CDC.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anthony Presley. I'm Executive Director at Druid Heights Community Development Corporation. And I'm excited that the Council President and members are working at this legislative package that will help bring resources into these communities. It's been said by people in the community that the focus is on downtown. Well, we don't live downtown. We live over here. And it's very important that we get the resources, the support we need to bring up our community. So thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Councilman. Thank all that's involved. Community first. Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, Chairman Stokes from East Baltimore, if you could come up and...
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Councilman Stokes of 12th District. I want to thank the Council President, my colleagues, and working closely with the Mayor. I just said the Housing Baltimore legislative package is truly about leveling the playing field. These bills create a one-time, lifetime opportunity for people at the bottom of the economic ladder to become homeowners or to make their homes livable again, or help seniors save their homes from predatory reverse mortgages. History is clear. Redlining neighborhoods are black neighborhoods, and disinvestment disinvestment, communities can become opportunity zones for legacy residents in Baltimore. The Housing Baltimore package is a giant leap forward, building wealth, marginalized people for generations to come. Thank you.
And at this time, we'll take any questions.
Good afternoon. I have.
You want to call questions?
Should I just go over there? Sorry, long.
No, she's gonna call on you. You have to go stand next to her, Emily.
Thank you for taking my question. It is about the American Rescue Plan Act funding and the call to fund the legislation through that.
Yeah.
What have your early conversations with the mayor been like about potentially allocating the money? Like, have you gotten any hard answers from him yet? And what do you expect that conversation to look like?
So the team sat down with the mayor's team on Friday, covered all three bills, covered the need, as well as provided the statistics that we have been able to gather from empirical data to some of the studies from best cases in other cities. So we had the ability of outlining that with the mayor and his team. It's a lot of information. They're looking through it. We've been partners in progress since both of us have taken over in our new roles and capacities, and we look forward to continue to work with the mayor. I think the one big thing is we've decided to call this the committee as a whole to have an all hands on deck perspective from the council, and we look forward to sitting down with agency heads and with the mayor and his administration to work through this bill in hopes that we can truly revitalize these communities.
And a quick follow-up, would you consider filling out an application for the ARPA funds through the Office of Recovery Programs, like the way they're currently rolling out and considering proposals?
No, that program is really intended for organizations in the community to kind of communicate who they are, what they are, and what they want to put kind of the funds for. I think due to a very exhaustive legislative process, it's clear that we've laid that out in the bill. So I don't really see that as necessary. I think that what the council's doing today might not be the traditional approach of what we've seen in councils of the past. I've constantly talked about professionalizing the council in the way that we have done before, not just focusing on constituent services, but also looking at it from an oversight perspective and legislative perspective. And I think that's exactly what we're doing here today by putting forward a very meaningful piece of legislation that's really going to get to the hearts and the minds of folks that have been living in disinvested communities for far too long.
Thank you. Fox?
Yes. Council President, who's running your defense fund and how much is in your defense fund?
We're here to talk about the this program. I appreciate you guys always come with different area questions, but right now we're talking about how neighborhoods in East and West Baltimore have been disinvested in for far too long. So that's what we're here to talk about.
Could you go over the $25,000 that you're giving in each month? I missed that in the beginning.
It's not $25,000 per month, so it's $25,000 to renovate a home. So we know many of these communities, because they have not been invested in, these communities haven't been invested in, and we can see the state of these communities, the property value isn't there. So we need that gap payment. So if someone, I think you missed it because you weren't here on when we started, but say for instance, if a house costs $150,000 to renovate, that's about $100 per square foot for a $1,500 house. That $25,000 gap will take that note from $150,000 to $125,000, which is much more manageable, but more importantly, will put you in the realm of being able to appraise at that value for a bank to actually provide you with that particular loan. So that's what that $25,000 amount upfront cost is.
Any other on-topic questions from the media?
President, what took so long?
For dollar homes, yes, it's a long time coming. I mean, look, so when we look at the 16,000 vacant lots, vacant properties all throughout East and West Baltimore, when we look at the thousands of stockpile properties that the city currently has access to, knowing where we are from a real estate perspective, this is the time. Not just folks in this region, but folks in this country understand and know the commodity of Baltimore, and that's the real estate. And the folks that have been living in our communities, the folks that have been working every single day to keep Baltimore City afloat, should have access to that generational wealth, and that's what this bill is all about.
Mr. President, I missed part of the meeting, and I apologize for that. But are there any specific qualifications? This is the area where a lot of returning citizens
the idea is from individuals that are from these communities, that live in these communities, and also city workers have access to the Dollar Home Program. It's a grant. It's a grant. It applies to properties and lots. Great question.
Any other questions? All right, thank you all so much.
Thank you so much.